In this today's session, so we will discuss about the VHDL operators. What are the various predefined operators that are available in VHDL? So we will see what are the various VHDL operators. The predefined operators in the VHDL are classified into the following categories. So they are logical operators, relational operators, adding operators, multiplying operators, miscellaneous operators. And also the another type of operators are shift operators here. Another type of operators are shift operators here. Shift operators. So all these are the predefined operators in the VHDL. So we will see one by one. So here the first category or the first operators are the logic operators here. Here the logic operators perform the logic operations on bit, boolean or bit vector type. So here you can perform the logic operation, the logical operations on a bit type or on a bit vector or a boolean. So you can perform the logical operations on these data types. In the last class, we have seen data types. So now what are the possible operations that are allowed to perform on each data type that we will discuss here? So which are nothing but VHDL data operators. So here we have 6 categories of logical operators. The first one is the logic operators. So we have these 6 types of the VHDL operators. So in that, the first one is the logical operators. So what are the logical operators? The logical operators perform the operations, logical operations on bit type, boolean type, and bit vector type. So here you can see the list of logical operations. The various logical operations are AND, NAND, NOR, NOT, OR, XNOR, XOR. So these are the various logical operations that we can perform in our VHDL language. So here you can also see the example to this. You can also see the example to this. So for an AND, for the basic operations such as the AND, OR, NOT, and for the universal operations like the NAND and NOR, and the special operations like the exclusive OR and XNOR. So you can perform these logical operations on a bit type. You can perform it on a bit type, or you can perform it on a boolean type. You can perform it on a boolean type, and also on a bit vector, and you can also perform on a one-dimensional arrays of the bit and boolean also. So we will see an example to this. So we will see an example to this. So if it is a bit type, say if it is a bit type, so let us first define a signal or an object here. So an object, it could be of a signal, or it could be of a variable, or it could be of a constant or file. So now here we will take it an example of signal. So let's define a signal. So it is a syntax to the signal with the name signal. Let A is a signal and it is a type of the bit here. It is a type of the bit. So bit means you will have only 2 values. What are the 2 values? 0 and 1. And declare the other signal now. So declare the other signal now. So let the other signal is A, B. So the second signal is B, and which is also a bit type here, which is also a bit type. So signal A colon bit, signal B colon bit. So now we declare the two signals, A and B are the signals and they are the type of bit type. They are bit type. So which means that either the value of A can be 1 or 0, and similarly the value of B is also either 0 or 1. Only the two possible values only. You cannot have more than that. So now if you assign a value, and now if you want to perform a logical operation and declare the another signal like signal Y. The Y is a signal, Y is an object and which is a type of signal object, and the type of this Y object is again bit. So now here you are writing a signal assignment statement. You are writing a signal assignment statement. So Y is a signal and signal assignment operator symbol, right? And then now you are performing a logical operation. So now you just specify a logical operation A and B. A and B. So now what does it mean here? The A is a bit type and the B is also a bit type. The A is a bit type and the B is also a bit type. And now you are performing the logical operation between the bits. You are not performing between a vector. You are between the single bit. You are performing the logical operations. And similarly, you can also perform the logical operations between the Boolean values also. Boolean values. In the Boolean also, you will have only two values. Possible values are two, true or the false. A Boolean type has a value true or false. So now if you perform a logical operation between the true and false. So let's say take A is a Boolean operation. The moment assume that A signal is a Boolean operation true, and you are performing the logical AND operation with the B, and the B is now assume that the B is a Boolean type, and I am assuming the value to the B as F. So T means true, F means false. The signal A is now assigned the value T, true, and the B signal is assigned the value with the false. So now if you perform the logical operation, logical AND operation between the true and false, what is the expected value here? The expected value of Y is F, false. Because in the AND operation, the AND operation will produce an output of true only when the two inputs are the true. In all other cases, it is 0 only. So you can perform the logical operations on bit type, Boolean type, and one dimensional array of a bit and Boolean. So now take a one-dimensional array here. So example, take a one-dimensional array. So how to declare the one-dimensional array here? So now I am declaring a one-dimensional signal. Example I am taking. So I am declaring a signal. A is a signal. Now I am assigning, or I am declaring the type of A is bit vector. Now I am defining the signal A is bit vector, bit underscore vector with 3 to 0, or say 0 to 3. I am specifying an array in the ascending order. I am declaring the array in the ascending order. And now similarly, take the another signal. Let the signal is B. Signal is B is a signal. B is a signal. So don't get confused here. I am using the signal. Even if it is a variable also, I am saying that it is a signal in a generalized way. But in the objects, we have a clear distinguish between the signal, variable, constant, and file. So now I am here declaring the A and B are the signal objects with a type of bit vector here, and the vector size is same. We are taking the same size, 0 to 3, which means that the size of the vector is 4. So now assign the y is also a signal and it is also assigned as a bit vector. Now the y is, now the output y is also a signal. It is a signal which is a type of bit vector. So now it is also declared as the 0 to 3. Fine. So now you are writing a logical expression here. See, the logical expression is as simple as the previous one. Y is assigned operator. The y is assigned with a logical operation A and B. So what does it mean here now? The A is a vector, B is a vector, and you are performing a logical AND between the two vectors, and now the result of this logical operation is assigned to the Y, and Y is again a vector. So hope you can understand this. So here the logical operations can be performed on the bit, boolean, and a one-dimensional array of the bit and boolean. So simply these logical operators perform the logical operations bit by bit. They will perform the logical operations bit by bit, right? So these are logical operations. What are the various logical operations in VHDL? AND, NAND, NOR, NOT, OR, XNOR, XOR. These are the predefined logical operations we can perform in VHDL. And now the second type is relational operators here. The second one is relational operators. So the relational operators test the relative value of the two scalar types. You know what is a scalar type? In the scalar type, we have again 4 types: enumeration type, integer type, floating point type, and physical type. So now in these relational operators, so these relational operators test the relative value of the two scalar types. So here you can use the scalar types only. We can use the scalar types. And the another point is the result of these relational operators. The result of these relational operators is always a Boolean type. What is a Boolean type? A Boolean type will have only 2 values, true and false. Whatever the operation you will perform, whatever the relational operation you will perform, but finally the result of this relational operator is Boolean type. It is a Boolean type. So we can see an example to this. So it will have only, we can see an example to this. So let's take a signal. So let's take a signal here. Signal. So I am defining the 3 signals A, B, and C. I am defining 3 signals A, B, and C. So it is hyphens, not equal. So signal, and 3 signals I am declaring. A is a signal, B is a signal, and C is a signal. Now I am declaring the ABC signals are integer type. They are now integer type. I am declaring that they are integer type. Integer type. All these are the integer type, right? And now I am assigning an initial value to these signals here. I am assigning an initial values to these signals here. So you can assign with this colon with the equality, you can assign the initial value. Now I am assigning the values. So 1 is 15 and the B is 25. Let's the C is 5. Say, consider this example. So now the Y is now assign the Y is a output signal. Let the assign the output is Y. So now here you take an example. So Y is assigned with y is assigned with a greater than b. This is the function. So this is the function which you are going to execute in the VH here. So now if you execute this function, y is assigned with the a greater than or b. So now what you are checking here, you are checking for the relationship between the a and b, whether the a is equal to with the b, or the a is greater than the b, or the a is less than the b, or the a is less than the b. So now you are checking for these three conditions. You can check it, or either the a is exactly equal with the b. Okay, so now what is the expected result for this function? What is the value of a? The value of a is 15. And what is the value of b? The value of b is 25. So what is the condition? What condition you are testing here? The condition is a greater than b. So whether the content of the a is greater than or b. If the content is greater than the b or not. So now from the initial values, you can say that the a is less than the b, it is not greater than the b. So now what is the output that is assigned to the y now? The output assigned to the y is now Boolean type. Boolean type. The result of the relational operators always is a Boolean type. Remember this. So now what is the condition? A is greater than b. If the condition is true, so the y value is a Boolean value true. If the condition is false, the y value of the output is false. So now in our example, the a is less than the b, but the condition is here you're testing for a is greater than b. So which means that the output of y is false. So now the output is assigned with the Boolean type false value. You can see the another example. So now for the same values, a is 15, b is 25, c is 5. So now you take this logic expression here. So the y is, let the y is a greater than b, first condition, and then you are testing a logical OR operation with the another condition, a less than c. This is the signal assignment statement, concurrent assignment statement. Y is assigned with this functional value. So what is the function here? We have two functions here. Internally you are testing the relational operation, a is greater than b or not, a is less than with the c or not, you are testing. And with these results, you are performing the logical OR operation, isn't it? So now you check this one. So because here we have the parenthesis, so a greater than b. So what is the value of a? Initial value we have considered a is the 15, b is the 25, and c is the 0.5. So the condition is, first condition is true or false, a greater than b. So actually the value is a is 15, b is 25. So the condition is false. So now the second condition is a less than c. What is the value of a? 15. The b value is 25. C value is 5. So now the condition is a less than c. So now the value of a is 15 and value of c is 5. So which is true condition. So now here the final result is from this operation, which is a Boolean operation. And in these Boolean values, you are performing the logic OR operation. So now what is the expected value on the y? The expected value on the y is now true here. Why it is true? In logical OR operation, if at least one of the input is at high state, the output of the OR operation is high. So here the true is treated as high, false is treated as low. So therefore, the output is true. So how the relational operators can be used here. So, but the points to remember here, The relational operators are used to test the relative values. Relative values. And what are the various relational operators here? The various relational operators are equality. Here you have 6. Equality, not equality, or inequality, less than or equal, greater than, and greater than or equal. And here the first two types, that is equality, inequality. So these logical operators can be permitted on any type except the file type. You can use the equality and inequality operations on any type except the file. You can use it on scalar type, you can use it on the composite type, you can use it on the third category, access type. Okay, but in the below 4 relational operations, greater than equal, less than or less than equal, less than equal, greater than equal. So these 4 permitted to perform the relational operations on the numeric type here. Numeric type. They will be used on the numeric type. Integers. Floating points. We cannot perform on floating points. Integers. We can perform on the integers. And also on the discrete array type. Discrete means you will have the enumeration. Okay, so the logical operators, out of the 6, the first 2 can be used for any type except the file, but the last 4 are used only on the numeric and the enumeration type. They will be used on the numeric and enumeration type. And the next one, arithmetic operations here. So now this group of arithmetic operators consists the 3 types here. What are they? Adding operators. They are adding operators, multiplying operators, adding operators, multiplying operators, and another one is miscellaneous operators. So these 3, all these 3 are called simply arithmetic operations. So we will discuss separately only. So adding operators. So these adding operators perform the arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, and concatenation. There is a operation which is called the concatenation, Anderson symbol. You all know the Anderson symbol. So this symbol is used to represent the concatenation operation. This symbol and the symbol. So the arithmetic operators are which performs the arithmetic operations such as the addition, subtraction, and concatenation. Addition and subtraction, we can easily understand how they will be performed. So now what is the concatenation here? So what is a concatenation? So here they can be performed on the integer numbers and as well as on the enumeration type also you can perform the concatenation. So we will see an example to this one, a concatenation. So let's take the 2 things here, or let's take the 2 values here. Say it is a bit type. I am defining it is a 0, and you have the another one A. Now if you perform the concatenation operation between the 0 and 1, so what is the expected output here? The expected output is, it results in an array of characteristics here. An array of characteristics is nothing but it is the combination of letters or the combination of numbers. So now actually these are the single bit. Now if you perform the concatenation operation, the result will be now 0, 1. Take another example. 0, 0, 0 is a one of the signal. and now you are performing a concatenation operation with the another double one. So now see, if you perform concatenation operation, what is the result here? 0, 0, 0, double 1, which is quoted between, so which is placed between the two quotates, double quotates. Observe here, a single character or a single numeric letter is quotated between the two apostrophes. I mean the two quotes, right? Single quotes. Two between the quotes, single quotes, we are placing it. But when it is a string, which means that combination of letters more than one. So when it is a string, so which is represented with the double quote, the data or the identifier can be placed between the double quotes here. So kabatti single quote ane daniki manamu single bit ki represent chestunam. If the information is more than one bit, so then it is placed between the double quotes. Okay, so this is the concatenation. Even you can take a character letter also. So let's take, you have an individual of a B is a character literal, which is concatenated with the a letter A, B, A, and which is concatenated with the another letter L, and which is concatenated with the another literal L. So now if you execute this concatenation operation or this operation, so the result is ball, B, A, L, L. So which is placed between the two double quotes. So concatenation operation. And the next arithmetic operation is multiplying type. So multiplying type. So multiplying type implies the operations such as the multiplication, division, remainder, modulus. Remainder, modulus. So we can understand the multiplication and division easily. The given two signals are multiplied or the given two signals are divide. Now what is a modulus and what is a remainder here? What is modulus and what is a remainder operation here? So for this, to understand this, so first let me take the remainder, so which is represented. So here you can also see an example, A remainder B. So now let take A is a 9. Let take A is 9 and B is 7. Let's take the B is 7. So now, so if you perform the remainder, so what is the expected output here? So what output we will get it here? So for that, so there is a logic, there is an expression. So for this operation remainder, so which is given as A remainder B, so which is equal to A minus bracket in the bracket A divided by B, which is multiplied with the B. So the operation, so the result of this function, it is the remainder value of this A and B. So now take what is A, 9, and the B is 7. So now apply these here. The A is 9 and A by B is 9 by 7, and then the B is 7. So what is the value that you can expect here? What is the value here? So take, now you, in a general way, if you take 9 by 7, so 9 by 7 if you take, so what is the quotient and what is the remainder that value that you get? So the quotient value is 1 and the remainder value is 2, right? Isn't it? When you divide the 7 with the 9, so the quotient is 1 and the remainder is 2. The remainder is 2. So now see this function. So 9 by 7. So what you will get here? So here the 9 by 7. So here you will, get the coefficient value is 1. What is 9 by 7? 9 by 7 is the quotient value is 1. So now the 9 minus 1 into 7. 1 into 7. So now what is the resultant value that you are getting? 2. Right? Right? 9 minus 7, because 7 ones are 7, 9 minus 7, 2. So in a traditional way, if you see what are the quotient and remainder values, the quotient value is 1 and the remainder value is 2, right? But the same thing is expressing in this logic, in this expression, in this function, and so this function gives you the direct value of the remainder. The direct value of the remainder here, right? So this is the remainder value. So take another example. So now take the another example. So now if you take the some other example, let A is 12 and B is 8. Let A is 12 and B is 8. Second example. So now what are the result is here? So 8 is dividing with the 12. So the result is 1, the quotient is 1 and the remainder is 4, right? And ikkada manaku kavalsina expected value enta 4 ravali. So in ee expression lo meer observe cheyandi, a annadi enta cheptunnanu 12 cheptunnanu, right? A annadi 12 cheptunnam antena. So a annadi 12 cheptunnam and B annadi enta teeskuntunnaru ikkada ippudu. B annadi ippudu ikkada 12. So ikkada 12 by 8. So 12 by 8 into 8. So ఇక్కడ 12 by 8 అంటే కోషంట్ ఎంత వస్తుంది? మళ్ళీ మనకి 8 వస్తుంది అండ్ ఇక్కడేంటి 12 and 8. సో ఫైనల్ గా మళ్ళీ మనకి రిమైండర్ ఎంత వస్తుంది ఇక్కడ? 4. 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4. So 12 minus 4. A is 12 and 12 divided by 8 which is multiplied with the 8. So కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు వాల్యూ ఎంత వస్తుంది ఇక్కడ? 12 minus 1 quotient value తీసుకోవాలి 1 and 8. So 1 8s are 8 which is 12 minus 8. So final గా ఎంత వచ్చింది? రిమైండర్ ఇక్కడ 4 వస్తుంది. So direct గా you can know the value either by the traditional of the division operation or you can using this function value to get this value. So how in VHDL it is determining this remainder value is using this one. So that is A minus A by B into B. So using this, it is determining the remainder. Okay, fine. So the next one is modulus here. Modulus. So here the modulus can also be simply represented with, take an example, A modulus with the B. So this can be also represented as a function as A minus B into n. So what is a n? N is here integer, where the n integer can be determined as A by B. A by B. So this is integer. So how to get this integer value n? So the n integer value can be get from this A by B. So take an example. Let A is 9 and B is 4. Let A is 9 and B is 4. Now what is the modulus of A and B? So the modulus of A and B is the modulus of the modulus of A and B is A is 9 and the B is 4. And what is the value of n? N is nothing but 9 by 4 because the n is A by B. So now you tell the value of this is, so 9 by 4. So what is the quotient value that you will get here? 9 by 4. So 4, 9. So the quotient is 2 and the remainder is 1. Here we have to consider only the quotient, only quotient. So therefore, the value is 9 minus 8, which is 1. The modulus of A and B, which are having the values 9 and 4, is 1 here, which is 1. Suppose if you have a negative number in the data, suppose the A is Suppose the A is 9 and the B is minus 4. Now the B is minus 4. So if the B is minus 4 aithe appudu manaki result em avutundi? Still the value is 1 only. But what about sign here? Will this result have the negative sign or positive sign? So here the rule is, so when you have a negative number, so between the two, when you have a negative number, so the second data, if it is a negative, this value will appear at this here. This value will appear at this minus 1. So you will get the negative 1. For the positive, so here you will get the 1, and for negative it is minus 1 here. So for the negative you will get the, and the another point is, just a second. So for the positive you are considering A, B into N, right? Where N is A by B. And for negative number, so it will be A, B into N. So there is no difference actually, but the difference is for the positive, we will take the N value is A by B, and for negative, the N value is A by B plus 1. A by B plus 1. You can also test with an example also, this one. You can test with an example. If it is a minus 4, so you can test with that one. Okay. So this is the modulus operation. So is it clear? So in the modulus operation, if the number is a positive numbers, so you will have A minus B into N. N is the integer where N can be get from this A by B. Where if any one of the number is negative, so the N integer is A by B plus 1. A by B plus 1. That is the modulus operation in the VHDL. So we have seen the additional operation, adding operations, addition, subtraction, and the concatenation. And the multiplying operations are multiplication, division, modulus, and remainder. And the last one is miscellaneous operations. The miscellaneous operations are exponential value and the absolute values. So absolute, exponential value. So here this operator is represented with a double star, and the absolute value is represented with an operator ABS. So it performs the, so for example, A double star B, A double star B. So which means, so the A power B. So A double star with 2, which means that A power 2. If A is 10, so then 10 power 2. The resultant value is 10 power 2. If A is 10, if you assign A is 10, then it is 10 power 2. So the exponentials are represented with the double stars. Okay. And the last operators are shift operators. So shift operators. So here these shift operators perform a bitwise shift or rotate operation on a one-dimensional array of elements of the bit vector, standard logic vector, or Boolean data type vector. So these shift operations are performed on the bit type, standard logic. So bit type, so the operations are performed on the bit type, and the standard logic, std underscore logic, standard logic, and the Boolean. So you can perform the, on Boolean type also you can perform the shift operators. So what are the various shift operators here? So the various shift operators are shift left logical, shift left logical, shift right logical, shift left arithmetic, shift right arithmetic, ROL, rotate left, and ROR, rotate right. Rotate right. So these are the various shift operators here. So, and here how these operations are distinguished here. So if you take here the SLL, shift left logical, shift right logical. So these two are one pair, and the shift left arithmetic and shift right arithmetic is one pair or a group, and the rotate left and rotate right is another group here. So how we can understand these shift operators? So we will understand these shift operators by seeing an example you can understand. So let's take two data. Let's say A is an operand, which means a data or a signal or a variable or a constant A, and B is another, you can take it any one, signal, constant or variable. So I am here considering the A is one operand signal and B is a signal, another operand B. So now I am, sorry. And the another important point is in the shift operations, so the operations are performed on a single operand. So here the operations are performed on the single operand. So for that, take a single operand A, and which is defined with as a bit vector. The value of this is 0, 1, 1, 0, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits. So say it is a vector or an array, a one-dimensional array, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. It is a vector. So now if you perform the shift left logical, so shift left logical, so the bits are shifted left. And here the another point is along with the operand. So along with the operand, what is the operand here? SLL, shift left logical is an operand. So the along with the operand, so here we have to specify an integer number which indicate by how much bit positions the operands to be performed shift either left or right. So example, we do one thing. Example, define a signal here. So in a better, define a signal A, which is defined as a bit vector, Let it is a bit vector, right? And assume that the value of A is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, say 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So now how you can assign this operator to in the VHDL? You can assign in this way: A, S, L, L with a integer. A, S, L, L 2. So A is a signal and which is intended to perform an operation, shift left or logical operation. How many number of times this function has to be performed? 2 number of times. So this is the function that you can assign in your VHDL. So now you can assign this value to some other thing, some other vector. So now what is the resultant value that you get here for the shift left logical operation? For shift left logical operation, what is the result? So take this as a reference, example value. So now the value is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So now you're shifting the bits towards the left by 2 times. So if you shift the bits left by 2 times, what is the resultant value that you will get here? 1, 0, 1. Because you have shifted these 2 bits. So thereby this bit will come, for first shift it will come to here, and for the second shift it will come to the most significant bit, right? So when you have done 2 times, when you have done the shift left logical operation 2 times, there are 2 bits are vacated. There are 2 bits are vacated here. So these bits are represented with the 0. These bits are represented with the 0. So therefore, now what is the resultant value that you are getting here? 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Right? That is A, shift left logical. So now take the shift right logical. So now we are taking the same value and you are assigning the function A SRL. So that is shift right logical 2 times. We wanted to shift by right 2 times. So now what is the initial value? The actual value is the actual value is 1 0. You can take this one. This is the actual standard value, right? We have considered. So now, so if you take this value here, sorry. So the value is 0 1 1 0 1, 5 bit. So now if you shifted these values, so you're shifting the bits right by 2 times. So right by 2 times means what? So here these two will be get vacated and these two will come here. So which means that 1 1 0. So these three will be shifted right by 2 bit position. And now here we have 2 vacants are there. So these are filled with the logic 0 here. These are filled with the logic 0. So when you are moving the bits by left, so you are appending the logic 0 on the right side. So for the left shift, you are appending the 0 on the right side. For the right shift, you are appending the 0 on the left side. So which is the examples for shift left and shift right logical. So now we will see the examples for these two operations. So the next pair of operations are shift left right arithmetic, shift right arithmetic. So shift right and shift left. So consider the same one, A SRL, shift right SRL, shift right arithmetic by 2 times. So take an example. Let the value of A is, so let the value of A is, say 0 1 1 0 1. So now you are shifting the bits right by 2 times. You are shifting the bits right by 2 times. So when you are shifting the bits right by 2 times here, so that is the value is now you are getting as 0 1 1. Is it right or wrong? Because these three will come here, these 3 positions, because these two are shifted right. So idi potundi 1 potundi 0 potundi. So 1 ikkadiki vastundi shift avutundi, and again 1 is shifted to here and 0 will be shifted because of your shifting right by 2 times. And what about the vacated bits here? So there are 2 positions are vacated and these are filled with for the right operation. What is the MSB bit of this value? The MSB bit value of this is 0. So therefore the vacatants are filled with this 0. Lagical shift అయితే ఏం చెప్తున్నాం, 0 తో అపెండ్ చేసేస్తున్నాం డైరెక్ట్ గా. కానీ ఇక్కడ దేంతో చేస్తున్నాం మనం? ఎంఎస్బి బిట్ 1 అయితే 1 తీసుకోవాలి, 0 అయితే 0 తీసుకోవాలి. దానితో మనం ఇక్కడ వెకేటెడ్ గా ఉన్న దాన్ని ఫిల్ చేస్తాం. సో టేక్ అనదర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 1 1 0 1 0. Take this example. So now you are rotating the bits by right by 2 times. So right by 2 times అన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? ఇది 0 పొజిషన్ కి వస్తుంది, ఈ 1 సెకండ్ పొజిషన్ కి వస్తుంది, ఈ ఎంఎస్పి బిట్ అనేది థర్డ్ పొజిషన్ కి వస్తుంది. సో విచ్ మీన్స్ దట్ 1 1 0, right? So now what about the vacated bits here? We have 2 vacated bits. So in these vacated positions you will get the MSB bit. What is the value of MSB bit here? 1. So that will be placed here. So I hope you can understand this. So in the first example you have MSB bit 0. So you have filled with the 0. So in the second example you have MSB bit 1. So you are filling with the vacated bits with the 1 here. So that is the shift right arithmetic And what about the shift left arithmetic? The shift left arithmetic, so you will fill the vacated bits of the right position most significant bit. So in the right, which is the most significant bit? This one, say. So now, so this will be filled with the vacated bits here. So you can take the example here. So 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. 0, 1, 1, 0, right? 0, 1, 1, 0. So now you are performing the shift, you are performing the this operation, shift left arithmetic. So shift left and ఏమవుతుంది బిట్స్ అనేవి లాజికల్ గా 2 times షిఫ్ట్ చేసేస్తున్నా అప్పుడు వాల్యూ ఎంత వచ్చింది చూడండి 110 వచ్చింది అవునా ఈ 3 బిట్స్ అనేవి ఎదరికి వస్తున్నాయి సో వాట్ అబౌట్ ఇక్కడ వేకెంట్ అయింది కదా ఈ 2 బిట్స్ ని దేంతో మనం ఫిల్ చేయాలి ఇక్కడ లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ లో ఎంఎస్పి బిట్ ఏమొచ్చింది మనకి సారీ సో లెఫ్ట్ ని షిఫ్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి రైట్ ని చూడాలి రైట్ ని షిఫ్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు లెఫ్ట్ ని చూస్తున్నాం సో లెఫ్ట్ ని షిఫ్ట్ చేసాం కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ రైట్ మోస్ట్ సిగ్నిఫికెంట్ బిట్ ఏమొచ్చింది 0 వచ్చింది సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఫిల్ దీస్ vacated bits with the 0 0 okay so this is the shift left arithmetic and shift right arithmetic and the last operation is rotate operation rotate you can easily understand the rotate operations so as a hint you can see here circular so the bits will be rotated in the circular form so for example you have a value of 10111 so now you are performing an operation of the rotate left by 2 ankondi rotate left by 2 ROL by 2 so 2 times you are rotating the bits so first time if you rotate the bits so what is the expected value here the first time 1011110 this is for first rotation what about the second rotation for the second rotation you are getting the 0 1 0 and 1 అంటే ఏమైంది ఈ బిట్ అన్నది మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడికి షిఫ్ట్ అవుతుంది అంటే షిఫ్ట్ లెఫ్ట్ ఆపరేషన్ షిఫ్ట్ రైట్ ఆపరేషన్ షిఫ్ట్ లెఫ్ట్ అర్థమెటిక్ షిఫ్ట్ రైట్ అర్థమెటిక్ లో మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం వీఆర్ అపెండింగ్ ది జీరోస్ ఇన్ ద కేస్ ఆఫ్ ది లాజికల్ షిఫ్ట్ అండ్ రైట్ ఆపరేషన్స్ ఇన్ ద కేస్ ఆఫ్ ది అర్థమెటిక్ ఆపరేషన్స్ you are appending the most significant bit in the vacated bits in the left you have to take the right MSB bit for right operation you have to take the left MSB bit position and you have to fill the vacated bits with that MSB bit and rotate left and rotate right so the bits are either rotate in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction if it is a clockwise direction let's say the rotate left if it is a anti-clockwise direction it is the rotate right here so these are all the VHDL data operators so what are the various VHDL data operators so the predefined data operators are the logical operators relational operators adding operators multiplying operators miscellaneous operators shifting operators so these are the various predefined data operators in the VHDL so for today we will conclude here in the tomorrow's class in the next class so we will discuss about the packages libraries functions and procedures with their syntaxes with a small simple example we will